Well, good morning to my friends on YouTube, and thanks for joining me on this crisp but very sunny Sunday morning ride to Mpigi. The time is exactly 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm heading out from a very sleepy Entebbe to ride with my cameras this morning on a route that I took about a year ago. This route, I would say, is very much cross-country, so I'm glad you're up with me this morning. The roads are quiet so far, the sun is bright and low, and I think it's going to be a good day. I don't know whether it's just me, but I get very happy when I can drive through a green light, whether it's here in Uganda or back in UK. To my right now, Lake Victoria is looking fantastic with the orange sun rising in the distance. It must be my lucky day, another green light. Ha! They don't call me Mr. Green Light for nothing. I'm coming off now at the slip road just before the start of the express highway, and I'm going to head around the roundabout and onto the Entebbe road. Fast forward now from this roundabout for about 5 kilometers and passing through the areas of Kitala and Kisubi. I then look out for a communications mast, which will then indicate that I need to turn left onto the Nakawuka Road. That bump in the road is an indication that for the next 26 kilometers at least, we're now riding on the Murram roads. One of the first problems I encounter, of course, is the sun is so low I can hardly see these homemade speed humps through the trading areas. So as I descend down the Murram Road from Entebbe Road and get to my first swamp area, my first ascent past the Kennedy School is also my first challenge for the day. Having reached the top of the first hill, I'm now riding through the Buzi area. There's certainly good drainage off each side of the road, but it's only left a single track, and this truck is no way going to let me pass, so I'm just going to head off to the right and then rejoin again. You may have noticed that this road is actually in different states of repair. Narrow lanes, wide roads, and it's all part of a master plan that maybe in the next few years that this road will actually become a major artery route between Entebbe Road and Masika Road, saving a lot of time going into Kampala and then back out again. I'm kind of pleased I'm riding this at the moment because hopefully in a few years you will see the before and after of the road construction. So as far as I'm aware, and don't quote me on this one, the word Murram is not a local word, and when I was looking into some research on this, it's possible that the word actually comes from India and is part of the Tamil language. And the only reason I say this, and to back up my theory if you like, is that the Indians came over in the early 1900s, brought over by the British to help construct the railways and possibly the road systems, and it was a word that they used often to describe a gravel track with stones. Having just passed under the express highway, I'm now continuing up the hill, and at the top of the hill on the right is going to be the Crown soft drink company entrance, and this is one of the reasons why the road is being constructed, to help the logistics of this factory and possibly future investments within the area. It's nice to get on a bit of open road now and possibly even get into fifth gear. We've just passed the turning for Arkwright, which is another route home, and we'll take that one on the way back in the next episode. But for now, I'm enjoying the ride, enjoying the views, and oh no, not a Sino truck. These guys are reckless, to say the least. I think that speed hump's going to slow him down just for now, but I dare say he's going to catch up with me in a while. Now we're entering the town of Sisa. The road construction here is quite wide, and it makes you wonder whether they're going to put single lane or dual carriageway through this town, and eventually the effect that it will have on from one side to the other. 1 year ago this was almost impassable, as they were still dumping very large stones into the swamp area, but much improved now. And as I guessed, my Sino truck friend is passing me, taking no prisoners and kicking up a lot of dust on the way. So the areas I'm riding through now are mainly agriculture and forestry. Eucalyptus, which are grown very close together, grow fast and tall, and are used widely in the construction industry for scaffolding, for ladders, and then the larger trees are used for telegraph poles, and more recently, and particularly in the area where I live, providing broadband internet. So I'm hoping to lose the Sino truck anytime now, as I head into the village of Nakawuka, which is my first marker point, and I will take a short break here to rest, get my helmet off just for a couple of minutes before I continue on my journey. But before I even get into the village, there's a little bit of a problem with some water, and we'll see what happens and how we get through. Well, that wasn't too bad in the end, and I was following the line that other people were taking, just so that there weren't any surprises under the water. Anyway, here's Nakawuka, and we're approaching the roundabout now in the centre of the village. Off to the right is the road into Kampala, the Nakawuka road. Immediately left is to Kasanji, which will be coming back on that road, but this is the more direct road to the Massacre Road, and I'll take a short break here just to rest my head and my helmet. I was recently finding my helmet quite uncomfortable, and then realised that over the last couple of weeks I've been working in the garden quite a lot and got a bit of sunburn, so I was struggling to keep the helmet on for any length of time, but it's not feeling too bad this morning, so I'm enjoying the ride. A short break here, and then we will continue. Back on the road now after a short break, getting my helmet off, letting the air get to my head, and taking on some liquids. I'm now travelling on the next 14-kilometre stretch between Nakawuko, and I'll be travelling through Bulwanyi, Jandira, and finally ending up at Katende. And just when I'm getting confident with my Simba UG Boss 125X with its off-road tyres, a local guy comes past with his road tyres, saddle off and strapped to the back, sitting on a bag of cement making a delivery. It's taken a while to get the tyre pressures just right for these types of journeys, and I remember when I picked up the bike last year, the tyre pressures were way too high, and you cannot ride a dirt track or a Murram road when the pressures are like that. You need to reduce, and I'm now running a PSI of 20 on the front and 28 on the back, and the ride is much more comfortable. I'm not getting thrown around on the Murram roads quite so much. Another lesson learnt from rides like this, and I'm guessing it's a general thing with all motorbikes, is that the vibrations that can occur through the bike are really great, and you have to be careful to check all of your nuts and bolts once you get back. And I remember last year I almost lost a couple of vital bolts due to the vibrations and caught them just in time. By the way, this truck from the soda factory is really going to appreciate the upgrade of the road in years to come. I'm riding down a very long hill now, just after the village of Jandira, and I remember taking a photograph in this exact place this time last year, and I can't believe that the forests have gone. The eucalyptus trees have been chopped down already. But such is the speed of the growth of the eucalyptus. Already there is a brand new plantation here on the left, and I would imagine within the next few years they're going to be as tall as the trees on my right. So this isn't the first time I've ridden to Mpigi. Remember, I said I did this route this time last year with my highly inflated tyres, so it was great to review this ride again. It certainly feels a lot easier this time. However, and of course this isn't the only way to Mpigi. You can take the car along the express highway into Kampala and then come out on the Masaka Road. It's a very fast road and the roads are generally in good condition. But for the motorbike, there are still about 3 more choices to get to Mpigi. You remember my episode 5 of My Motorbike Can Equate? Well, that took us through Kajansi, Kasenji, and past the King's School Buddha, which is mainly a tarmac road. This one is mainly Murram. It's certainly less kilometres than the other road, 45 kilometres compared to, say, 67 or 68 on the Kajansi road. But of course you've got to have a good day to ride this one. Either it's going to be very dusty or it's going to be very wet and almost impossible to ride on. The third choice is one I won't tell you about now, but I hope to ride that one in future, so we'll keep that one for another episode. Anyway, after all of that talk about route comparisons, we're finally entering the trading centre of Entebbe, and as soon as we get round the corner we'll meet up with the Massacre Road, which will then take us the 8 kilometres finally on the tarmac to where our coffee is at Mpigi this morning. Climbing out of Entebbe, I can finally enjoy the open road, get my motorbike up into 5th gear, get up to speed. I can get about 70 kilometres on a road like this, 70 kilometres an hour, and I'm enjoying the landscape, and it's really opened up now. The speed limit along these roads is 80 kilometres per hour and 50 through the towns. So I'm able to generally keep up with the traffic, and only on occasions just be aware of the buses and the large trucks that want to get a little bit too close to you when they're overtaking. I'm coming over the brow of the hill now, and I can see the hill just to the north of Mpigi. That'll be for another episode, but just for now, enjoying the final kilometre or so before the coffee break, and who knows, we'll find something to eat while we're there as well. Google Maps has suggested that this route this morning is 45 kilometres, so it'll be interesting to have a look and see how close it was when we get there. Also, 1 hour and 25 minutes. So we left at 7 o'clock. We'll have a look and see what time it is when we arrive at the cafe. See how close we are. Not bad. 45.3 kilometres and just after 25 past 8, so well done Google. So here we are at the busy Mpigi junction. I've just stopped off for a quick coffee, and you can see here a local delicacy called daddies. I'm going to give those a try in just a while. It's just like a biscuit, and just to give you an idea, the helmet cam covered in brown soil, so I've had a good clean of all the cameras, changed the batteries over, and once I've had coffee and a few daddies, then we'll be making our way home via a different route this time. Join me in part 2 of this road trip to Mpigi as I ride past a Massacre Road graveyard, get attacked by a Xeno truck and eat his dust, ride through some Murram soup,
What do you want?
meet up with some not so friendly locals, and get into a little bit of bother coming down a very steep hill. Well, lesson learnt there. Onwards and upwards. Let's get on with the ride.